Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I've been getting a lot of requests from people for the kind of videos I should do in this my 30-day challenge. I hope you guys have been enjoying my other videos, so make sure you watch them all. I got a request from someone to ask, girl, I have a question to ask you today. What are the pros and cons of living in Nigeria? Given I used to live in the UK for a long time before and the US for a bit, and that I moved to Nigeria. I was in Nigeria for 3 years in the past few years, and they were like, what are the pros and the cons? Okay, can you be honest? Don't like try and sugarcoat anything. Like try and be honest and be real with us, right? So before I get started, if you're new, my name is Sassy Funke and I'm a Nigerian travel and lifestyle vlogger and blogger. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also click that notification bell button. Number one pro of living in Nigeria is a low barrier to entry for starting a business. In most of the industries in Nigeria, you can wake up and say, you know what, I want to become the next Zuckerberg, I want to become the next Martha Stewart, and there is not much that's preventing you from getting there in terms of entering the market. Yes. Number two, cheap labor. Labor in Nigeria is cheap. You can live in Nigeria with your small salary and have a driver, a cook, a house help, a gardener, a massage person, a toe clipper person, everything. You can get hairdressers come to your house to do your hair for you. As in, you can do this at a reasonable cost. Let me give you context. In Nigeria, let's say an average driver gets 50,000 naira a month. What is that? That's about, let's just say about $130 a month. And you have a driver that will come to your house at 6 a.m. in the morning until like maybe 7 p.m. at night. And every day he'll be coming to drive you for that amount of money. In the UK, you can't try that. You want to pay a nanny what, £30 an hour to look after your child. £30 an hour. You tell the nanny is okay, stay. It's not needed. Number three, the weather. The weather in Nigeria is warm. We don't have to deal with winter. You can get a tan every second of the day if you want it. Number four, good and affordable food. The cost of getting food in Nigeria is cheap, and eating in Nigeria can be very affordable as long as you don't go to all those fancy restaurants. Number five, the people. The people in Nigeria, we are warm, friendly, we're ready to party, and I just love that because living in the West, I noticed that people are not so warm, they're not so revealing, they're very cagey, whereby in Nigeria we are all very happy people and very friendly people. Yes. Number six, it's Africa. Like living in Nigeria, you're in Africa. What does that mean? It means that you're in a continent that is developing, a continent that has so much happening for it, that is booming, and it's just, there's life in it, and that is a pro. Yes. Number seven, the culture, the music, just you get to live that. You get to live that through all the weddings, all the Owambe you'll be attending. There's just so much life, and that I'm sure will help your life and help you have a better quality of life. So I know I've said all the good things about Nigeria, how we're amazing, how we're this, how we're that, and I think it's only fair to people that have been asking me about all these questions that I be honest and tell you guys the disadvantages, the cons of living in Nigeria. Yes. Number one, the weather. I know I said the weather was a good thing before. If you're the type of person that is used to seasons, you like the coolness, you like the winter, the spring, the whatever, forget it. The heat sometimes can be killing. I mean, like, you can be, as in, if you're the kind of person that sweats easily, it is warm, but it can get intense, which can be uncomfortable. Number two, the infrastructure is not that great. So I mentioned about how there's a low barrier to entry for starting a business, but the running cost of starting those businesses can start to rise high. Why? For example, maybe you need a generator, or you need your own logistics, like a lot of things that can really make running a business tough, even though it's easy to get into. Number three, electricity. Yes. Living in Nigeria, one of the things you notice is that sometimes electricity goes off and it comes back on, goes off. Yeah, because we're not being provided constant electricity, which means a lot of houses, a lot of businesses have to actually buy their own generator and have in their house to run so that they can ensure that they have constant electricity, which, you know, it can be very annoying if you want to toast bread and there's no light to toast your bread. Number 4, limited structure. What do I mean? If you came from an environment whereby things are structured, you know, like there's a process for everything and the process is clear and it's transparent. If you like structure, living in Nigeria might be tough because a lot of processes are not yet well defined, they're not yet clear, and people sometimes don't follow those processes, which can be very annoying for someone like you that wants to come to Nigeria. Number 5, the internet. Yes, the internet. Honestly, I think the internet is the reason why we're not exceeding in Nigeria sometimes, yes? Because the internet providers, I think sometimes they take advantage, and this leads into consumer rights in Nigeria, but put that aside for a second. The internet is not great. You know, for you to have really good an internet service, you have to pay a lot of money, and even the people that promise you unlimited, that after a while they will just be slowing your internet somehow, and a lot of companies suck you in with good pricing to get you on board, and after they start messing around. So this now leads into the whole consumer rights. I feel like consumers don't have rights when it comes to dealing with big entities like telecoms or whatever. So that if they do something wrong, you complain and you're just like, whatever, right? That can be really annoying to get used to, so bear that in mind. Number 6, I'm talking bribery and corruption. Nigeria, I know, is doing a lot to curb bribery and corruption, and I think they've made a long way to getting it, you know, better. The truth is, a lot of people require facilitation fees, aka bribes, to get their job done. And if you come from a country whereby such things don't happen, such things are like frowned upon, it's like, how can you ask me for additional money? You know, you might be having that argument a lot in Nigeria, so that can be very annoying. Finally, I would say the disadvantage of living in Nigeria sometimes, especially if you've moved from another country to Nigeria, is that people might see you as an opportunity. What does that mean? Because a lot of people are looking to aspire to do better, and they're craving to get out of poverty and things like that. And if they see you doing well, people might look for ways to take advantage of that. And I guess the key takeaway here is for you to be careful who you're around, be careful how much information you give out, be careful how just very open you are, because you just never know who's listening and who wants to take advantage of that situation. So guys, thank you so much for watching my pros and cons on living in Nigeria. I really hope I give you guys a bit of an insight into living in Nigeria. If you have any questions, make sure to leave me a comment below and let me know, have I missed any points out, or was there any point that I did not emphasize more? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this a thumbs up, and thank you for watching, and I will see you guys on my next video tomorrow.